let's hit my favorite drop.
Gentlemen, a short view back to the past.
Oh, man. 20 years ago, Niki Lauda. No, I'm kidding. Just the race weekend highlights coming into it. We want to address first, obviously, Max Verstappen. Well, I want to congratulate our good friend Yhancy, who predicted correctly it would be Max, Ham, then Bottas. So
in the right order.
In the right order.
And not only did I predict that, I said exactly why it would happen.
Yep. So after you give me the lotto numbers tonight,
yeah,
we'll be looking for Barcelona predictions. But Max Verstappen
23, 48, 52.
Max Verstappen ended up winning the race on the strength of his ability to manage the tires and Red Bull's also ability to have their car manage the tires and then being able to make a bold strategy call in Q2 to put them on hards instead of mediums and then really extend those tires far into the race. Yhancy, what did you think? Well, it was your call. You made the call. What did you think of that whole Red Bull strategy decision?
I thought it was genius. And as Christian Horner said after the race...
Your boy.
My boy. No, that's Wellington's boy.
It is.
That's Wellington's boy.
Absolutely. He's a troll just like me.
Yeah. But he was surprised that nobody else went for that, considering that they knew how bad the deg was.
Degradation.
I'm sorry. They knew how bad the degradation was at the first race, especially when the race winner came home on 3 wheels. Why wouldn't you use the tire that best performed that weekend? Which was which was the medium last. It was the medium last race.
That it became the hard.
And it became the hard this week. So, and the Red Bull is put in this position, obviously, because their car, as good as it was this weekend, is still not as fast as the Mercedes. So, knowing Red Bull, and they always make these calls, and they also made a great call in the second pit stop to pit Max during the race. They always know how to make the right strategy calls and put their drivers in the right position. And when you have a driver like Max, especially when he can get out front, you can manage those tires better. It was a masterful call by Red Bull. It was a masterful drive by Verstappen, and Verstappen is showing every bit why he is such an awesome driver and he's going to be a future world champion.
Ruben, we heard...
wait, because I want to emphasize what Yhancy was saying right now as well. We also got to remember that this weekend to me looked like Red Bull is coming back to what they were before. Before, Red Bull was the team always taking those kind of weird risks within F1, changing the strategies around, double stacking, which Mercedes now does it as a freaking hobby, Yeah. So all of that stuff, Red Bull always did it. They were getting kind of reserved about it, but they did it this weekend again, and it worked out perfectly for them.
I don't see why anybody would be surprised that they did that.
Exactly.
Man.
No, yeah.
I just don't see. They always do that.
I'm sorry, Ross.
No. My question to you was...
Or was going to be, because I interrupted you.
Yeah, thank you. My question to you was going to be, Max was told over the radio, hey, you're back 1 second. Don't kill your tires because you're on the hards and you're supposed to be out there much longer on those tires to kind of just do a big time overcut. We heard also Max respond, I'm not driving like a grandma. I have the 2 Mercedes right in front of me. I'll put the team radio highlight video in the show notes. Definitely check it out. But what did you think when you heard that? And it kind of ties in to what you were saying, that Red Bull is really pushing and it's reaching, and wherever they see a weakness, they're going to grab it, just like Austria in previous years, Silverstone now this year.
Listen, in a lot of ways, Max had that killer instinct right there. So pretty much I have my I have my prey, and I know I could just destroy my prey right now. Why are you keeping me back? Of course I'm not doing that. Let's go. And they did. Awesome. The only thing I take back from that was I think they brought him in too early to change the tires. Obviously, he played out into stride later on, but he could have kept going on those tires, and he would have done even much better.
Nah, because you know what he did? They basically okey-doked Mercedes to come in for those tires.
Yeah.
What, Wellington, would you have, you're the strategy guy here, would
Yes,
you
sir.
have made that same call as far as telling Max to keep back a little bit further from the Mercs?
No, because Max. So what was interesting is Max said, "I'm not driving like a grandma." What other driver on the grid would be able to say that to their team? You won't get that from Leclerc or Vettel. You won't get that from Ham or Bottas.
You would probably get it from
Danny Rick.
from Ham.
Danny Rick
Maybe.
would say that. Danny Rick would say that.
You would get it from Ham. Ham wouldn't go ahead and pull away from team orders, but Ham has done it before.
My point is that they have so much trust in Max as both his own in-car strategist and engineer, and like to be able to just kind of figure it out as the race comes to him. The issue that developed for Ham and Bottas became a problem for them last week because they were racing each other. If you guys realize, last week at the British Grand Prix, Bottas was within 2 seconds of Hamilton almost the entire time.
Yeah,
and
they
that
didn't
caused exactly. So that there was a lot of speculation that caused Hamilton to kind of burn through his tires
to push
as well as Bottas. So
pushing.
why, if I am on a tire that's supposed to give me more race length, why would I back off? Especially if I have the pace on what's supposed to be a tire that I think was supposed to be 1.3 seconds per lap slower. I'm not letting these guys get away from me and just run their own race and do whatever they want, where I can cause them to have problems.
But I also think at that point they didn't know how good that tire was.
Yeah,
The hard.
I think Red Bull didn't have all the faith behind the hard. So much faith.
Knowing that if you can, and this is me maybe thinking what Max is thinking, knowing that you can actually save your tires more if you're ahead, if you're not chasing anybody, because you don't get that backwash. Wouldn't it be better for him to attack and try to get past at least one of them and split them so they're not completely, at least you get some track position?
Right. I think that they were going for that, and then they pitted Bottas.
Okay.
So then it becomes let me wait this out, because Ham and Bottas were on the same tire. So one thing that Toto Wolff said after the race that I thought was really telling was that when Bottas pitted the second time on the hards, remember that he pitted 15 laps or so. Or he pitted before Lewis, but by a lot of laps.
Yeah.
He came in, and what they realized was that he still had a lot of tire left. Like, they could have left them out there. It just looked on TV and to their photographers or whatever, their spotters, worse than what it actually was. So it was the absolute right call for Max to stay out as long as he did, whereas Bottas did not even come close to matching that stint length.
Right.
Listen, I think when it came to the call and stuff like that with the grandma thing, but going back to that, Ham would at least say, "Hey man, I got him. Like, don't stop being kind of stuff." Like,
You're talking about the guy.
Yeah, but I'm sorry.
No, you're talking about the guy that's like, Bono, my tires. What
No, he always,
like, come on.
He always cries.
Yeah, and it's also easy to say that when you know that you have the fastest car. Not taking anything away from Hamilton, because I'm not even going to go with that argument and saying that, oh, he has the best car, of course he's going to overtake him. No, because Hamilton has shown that even on the day that he's not the fastest car, he's still at least a second behind the leader, and he chases everybody down.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to tell you is that you also have that confidence of knowing out of the first 4 races that car is faster than any other car on the track by far. The only thing that they did not expect was that those tires were going to go, and I think that was a setup issue. They overcompensated for the last race. I think that what happened was that you can see it if you look at the shots of the tires that were going, they were clearly saying that the rears were going, and that the tire opposite, which was, I think, was the right-hand tire, the right-hand tire was going, when in the last race, the tire that was going was the left hand. So I think they they put the balance to the back of the car and also to the right of the car, and those were the tires that were going. And I think they overcompensated it, and they also they underestimated how bad the degradation was going to be on those tires.
Yeah, I just don't believe that any other driver on the grid would have said, "I'm not backing off. I don't want to drive like a grandma. I'm just going."
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you're right in a way. I don't want to comment on anybody else's aggressiveness, but I think that yes, you're right in the sense that Max is the most aggressive driver on the grid.
Yes,
for sure. He takes no prisoners, and that's listen. If I think if he was in equal machinery, he would beat Hamilton, which is a crazy.
In equal machinery will be Indy. I don't want that.
There's a whole separate series for that. You're 100% right. So I'm looking at the Pirelli graphic. Max ended up pitting on his first stint on lap 26. Then he pitted again in lap 32 off of the mediums, and Bottas came in at the same time. That's where Toto Wolff, Bottas had pitted on lap 13 to lap 32, so that's 19 laps. That's where Toto Wolff had said that he still had a lot left on his tire.
On the second stop.
On the second stop, the first hards.
Yes.
So Lewis Hamilton went 27 laps. So it kind of matches up exactly to what Verstappen did on the old hards from qualifying. I don't know. I think that they just kind of played themselves, like you guys said, with the setup.
Yeah, and then in the process, they let Bottas out to dry.
None of them
was leading the race.
You know what it is? None of them had any trust on the way the tires were looking. I don't think Red Bull had any trust. Even though Max was doing awesome in those tires, Red Bull did not trust those tires. And the way they looked on the Mercedes car, like even I was saying, what the hell are they doing?
It was crazy. Like 5 laps after they put them on, they were already
then they ride the middle blister. You're like, wait a minute, that tire is almost brand new. What the hell is going on over here?
Hamilton and Bottas were saying that they already felt after 3 laps, they already felt that the tires were going. Yeah,
I think they were also put in a position that they had to push 120% all the time this week because Max was so aggressive. So they had to constantly keep pushing. Just as last week between the two of them, they constantly kept pushing.
Oh, thank God all this happened because this race was great.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that's one of those things like Max has said before. I don't care if the car freaking blows up. I'm like, he's that.
He is that guy.
I appreciate that. It's almost Schumacher-esque. And I feel like this is what we need in the sport kind of right now. Just as a little bit of a preview, the race in Barcelona. I don't know if you guys have ever been to Barcelona in August, but I haven't been. I'm told it's going to be freaking hot, and we may be seeing some problems there again. It won't be to the degree that we had in yesterday's or in this past race at the 70th Anniversary Grand Prix, but it'll be similar to what
that
we
was
had
a mouthful.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It'll be like what we had at the British Grand Prix, where you could be staring down the barrel of a two-stopper, but it'll be close.
So we're looking forward. I mean, I checked the tire graphic to see what tires they were bringing. They're bringing the same tires.
The same company as this week.
No, as the previous weekend.
Right.
British Grand Prix.
Right.
Gotcha.
So we'll see what happens. But let's keep.
Yeah.
Go.